Ashes to abundance, the forgotten Amish secret for reviving dead soil. If you've ever stood in your garden holding a handful of lifeless soil, hard, pale, and refusing to grow anything, you know the frustration. Plants struggle, yields shrink, and no matter how much fertilizer you add, the ground still feels tired. But long before bags of synthetic fertilizer lined garden store shelves, traditional farming communities were quietly restoring soil using simple materials that most people threw away. Among them were the Amish, farmers known for their deep respect for the land and their ability to grow abundant crops without modern chemicals. One of their most overlooked soil-building tricks was astonishingly simple: wood ashes. Today on Soil Stories, we're diving into how this forgotten practice can turn poor soil back into productive living ground. When used correctly, ashes can transform depleted soil into fertile earth capable of producing thriving plants again. So, why does dead soil happen in the first place? Before we dive into the Amish technique, we really need to understand what dead soil actually means. You know, healthy soil is alive. It contains billions of microorganisms, fungi networks, organic matter, and minerals all working together in balance. When that balance breaks down, the soil loses its ability to support plant life. Dead or depleted soil often happens because of repeated planting without replenishing nutrients. Rain can wash minerals away. Chemical fertilizers might feed plants temporarily, but they just don't rebuild the soil ecosystem. Over time, the ground becomes compacted, acidic, and, well, biologically inactive. This is exactly the kind of soil traditional farmers had to fix, without access to chemical solutions, and that's where ashes came in. The Amish insight: fire leaves behind fertility. The Amish understood something modern gardening sometimes forgets: when plants burn, their minerals remain. Wood ashes are essentially the concentrated mineral remains of trees. While the carbon burns away in the fire, important nutrients stay behind in the ash. In traditional farmsteads, wood stoves produced ashes daily during winter. Instead of discarding them, Amish farmers returned those ashes to the land. Over time, this practice quietly rebuilt soil fertility. The result? Productive gardens that thrived year after year. But the secret isn't simply dumping ashes on the ground. The real magic lies in how they're used. What wood ash actually does to soil. When you add wood ash to soil, several powerful things begin to happen. First, ash raises soil pH. Many tired garden soils become too acidic over time, especially in areas with heavy rainfall. Ash acts similarly to agricultural lime, gently reducing acidity and creating a better environment for plant roots. Third, ash supplies calcium. Calcium improves soil structure and allows roots to penetrate deeper into the ground. The traditional method of using ashes. One thing you'll notice about traditional gardeners is that they rarely rush soil improvement. They build fertility slowly and steadily. The Amish method followed this same principle. Instead of piling ashes in one spot, they would, lightly scatter them across garden beds or fields during late winter or early spring. Rain and melting snow helped wash the minerals gently into the soil. Over time, these small additions rebuilt the mineral content of the soil. The most important rule is to use ashes from clean, natural wood only. Ash from painted wood, treated lumber, charcoal briquettes, or trash fires should never be used in the garden. Once you have clean ash, let it cool completely and store it in a dry container. After spreading the ash, you want to mix it gently into the top few inches of soil, or, water the area so those minerals begin dissolving into the ground. Gardeners often apply ashes once or twice a year rather than constantly. This slow approach, honestly, mirrors traditional soil building methods and helps prevent nutrient imbalances. Plants that love wood ash. There are definitely some out there. Some plants respond especially well to the minerals found in wood ash. Combining ash with organic soil building, that's really key. One reason the Amish method worked so well is that ashes were never the only soil amendment used. Farmers combined ash with compost, animal manure, leaf mold, and crop residues. So, let's talk about the signs your soil is starting to recover. When soil begins healing, the changes are, honestly, surprisingly visible. You may notice that water starts soaking into the ground instead of just running off. Earthworms start appearing more frequently, which is always a great sign. Plus, plants develop darker green leaves and, those stronger stems that really show they're thriving. In many ways, modern gardening has drifted away from the simple wisdom of traditional farmers. We often look for quick fixes in bottles or bags, when honestly, the answers may already exist all around us. So, the next time you see a pile of wood ash, don't think of it as waste. Instead, think of it as concentrated fertility, just waiting to return to the soil. Used carefully, this forgotten Amish practice can help revive depleted garden beds, restore mineral balance, and support stronger plant growth. It won't replace compost, and it won't fix soil instantly, but as part of a thoughtful soil building approach, ashes can quietly transform struggling ground into productive garden space again. If you enjoyed this story and want more practical soil building techniques like this, make sure you subscribe to Soil Stories for more deep dives into forgotten gardening wisdom. And if you know another gardener who struggles with tired soil, hey, share this with them. Because healthy soil grows better gardens for all of us.